Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? I believe we are live. You should be able to hear me. Live and well. Hold on. Let me get a different mic going here. Alright. There we go. How's everyone feeling today? What's up, Angelica? How are you? How are you feeling? All right, this mic should be a bit crispier. Salute. What's up, Daniel? We got Dylan, my brother from Lagos, Nigeria. How are you doing? We're gonna kick this off here in a minute or two. I just got home. Man, it was a hectic day. Setting up a couple things for for a trip here to El Salvador. Getting a couple things locked in over there. You know, gotta keep accumulating that sovereignty. You know, gotta be able to have bank accounts everywhere, passports everywhere, just be fully international, nomadic. I think it's really important to do that. So excited. What's up, Bobik? How are you, bro? How's life? How you feeling? Hope the family's well, bro. I love to hear it. ¿Qué tal, chicos? Hello. What's up, Juan Carlos Ricardo Terán Mejías? Ese es un nombre muy épico. Bless. I love it, man. I love it. All right. I think I basically got what I need out here. All right. I wonder what I got over here. Hold on a minute. Gotta make a quick post on Twitter. If y'all don't follow me on Twitter, at Mike Navarrete _. Just saying. I drop some gems here and there. All right, let's dive into these things. I see we got everyone plugging in here. What's up, Dame? All right, man. We got some cool things happening here. So let me make sure. Let's see if you can see my screen. Yes, I think so. All right, fit the screen. That should be good. All right, perfect. Camera. Let's see. Drop the Twitter link here. Oh, I can do that, can't I? Sick. All right. Let's dive into everything. Saludos, Marco. There's Twitter. Just dropped it in the chat. All right, guys. So first and foremost, welcome everyone. We will be having quite a good session. A lot to go over. Let's see here. Where's the camera? And it's right there. Let me get that out of the way. Cool. All right. So, guys, as always, a pleasure to be here with all of you. You know, it's cool. It's cool to see you all progress through here. I know some of you guys reach out to me from here. Just keeping me up to date with your progress, with everything you're doing, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I love seeing you guys progress through here. Sending me some of your updates on your trades that you've taken, whether it's through here, some ideas that you've learned through some of the things that I've taught, some of the things that you've learned through, you know, a culmination of other people. And yeah, so I love to see it, guys. This week will be a busy one for sure. So diving into what we got going on right now, I mean, it's going to be busy. Wednesday specifically is going to be wild. But what I do want to do right now is just kick things off with a little bit of just awareness with how everything is coming together for you. You know, I've had a couple different conversations with people at different places. And one of the things that I just want to remind every single one of you is that you don't need to rush this journey. You don't need to rush this journey. A lot of the beginning stages of this is a lot about self-awareness. It's about just learning about yourself and how you engage with the markets, how the markets kind of, they're going to test you in a lot of different fashions. They're going to test your greed. They're going to test your conservatism. They're going to test a lot of things mentally. So allow yourself to kind of go through those experiences and without putting too much pressure on yourself as you kick things off. And I mean, over time, you can expose yourself to a little bit more risk, a little bit more pressure on the line, but just go through it, guys. Like, I think now compared to when I started trading, there's a lot more of like, I thought the get rich quick was pretty intense before, but I think it actually is more now because of how prevalent lifestyle marketing is on social media and things like that. So if you look at this as if you're pursuing a professional career, a degree, I do think it's going to be more beneficial to you in that way. So yeah, guys, look at this as if you're pursuing another degree or another career, except for this career can accelerate your retirement. You know, I'm not saying you're going to quit all your jobs and be financially abundant and free in a couple of years. It might take longer, and that's fine. I was doing a mentorship call for a group in the United Kingdom earlier, and one of the things I said was like, look, if this can accelerate your freedom, right, your retirement by 10 years, by 15 years, by 20 years, it's worth it, isn't it? So instead of looking at the next couple of years or even this year and how much money you can or can't make, just think about how much on the back end you get back. So just a couple of different things, guys, just to calm down the tension and the desire to see the profits, to see the gains, to be free. I do think that we can kind of chill a little bit and see how much better we're doing. Exactly, we're here to play some infinite games, and so I want that for you guys more than anything. So yeah, cool. So let's dive into it. Took 2 Ls today, but we're still standing. All right, guys, so here's how I'm going to do things today. I'm going to divide things based off of different markets. So we'll do a bit of currencies to kick things off. We'll dive into kind of energies and metals and then get into indices at the end. I do want to go into stocks. I want to go into cryptos. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time on the live stream. So what I am going to be doing is the following. And so the content rate will be going up quite a bit on the channel. But I do think I'm going to be doing kind of a separate short video, just a quick upload, that's going to be heavily focused on, like, it'll be just like one focused on just cryptos, whatever that might mean, and then another one focused on stocks, whatever that might mean, and then just so it's kind of like, you kind of just go quick, straight to the point, and people don't have to deal with me rambling about whatever the fuck I'm talking about. So, so yeah, let me know, guys, and especially let me know in the chat, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm here to give you guys some value, have some fun, you know, go over things that hopefully accelerate your journey quite aggressively. And so let me know exactly what you would want to see from me here. I know some of you have learned from me from the last few years. Some of you are learning with me and with other people right now. So whatever it is you feel like you would receive the most value from me on this channel, just let me know in the chat so we can continue to serve here. But let's dive into things, yeah? So we'll kick things off with the psychology of rambles. The viewer count can, I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, I don't give a shit. You're not going to make it, to be honest. Like, if you can't, if you skip the psychology rambles those are honestly probably the most important moments. So if that's like the part that you struggle with, not you, Dylan, I know you're dumb consistent. So if you're the one that can't go through that, then I mean you're not gonna make it. But all right, do you trade currency, crypto, oil, etc. all the same way? Some of these are, yeah, for the most part. Some things are portfolio, some things are leverage, so they are slightly different. Like with some things, I don't necessarily need to be as like super dialed in precise. I kind of open up and take like a 4-hour daily, especially with portfolio stuff. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, it's basically the same thing, for sure. Okay, let's dive right into stuff. So, guys, this week will be interesting. So, it's a little light to kick things off, right? So today we had, I mean, if you guys look, today was pretty mellow. Like indices were interesting. You know, we had the market kind of played off of this zone first, and then played off. So we actually took a buy. We got extremely lucky this today with this trade. We took a buy here. I took a buy here at least, right over here. I didn't get stopped out by like 1.5 points, so it survived that. Caught a nice pump here. Took my profits after it basically made equal lows. After that, I mean, you could see it here on those small time frames, and I know indices is not what I was going to go over to kick things off, but just here's a quick example. So we did have post New York Open a nice little sweep at the low, and I had it marked up. I was like, hey guys, like I like buys in this area. I'm not going to take this because of the equal lows that were created here. So since I saw, you know, retail support here, there's a buildup of liquidity here, I wasn't really looking to take buys. They were just more likely to push lower and kind of take out these lows. So I could just see the probability of winning go down. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just stay out of this. So didn't get to take another hit on that, but it is what it is. It's all good. Do you still do Wim Hof? Yeah, I do. I definitely do Wim Hof. I do Wim Hof. It's not a daily thing for me, but it's definitely something that I enjoy doing. So like especially if I can kind of feel like I have a headache on setting, quick to do Wim Hof, or if I'm low on sleep and the day must be started, same thing. We're gonna Wim Hof our way through it for sure. All right, so okay. What I was getting at, now I remember why I came here. By the way, let's see, what was it? About 2 hours ago, 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, I did take about 400 milligrams worth of pre-workout. So I'm pretty lit up right now. I'm not gonna lie. so this will be a charged session for sure, and I'm gonna go do some more cardio right after this. So your boy is getting in that work. Your boy is getting in that work. I'm definitely lit right now, for sure. So okay, now indices didn't really do much, and not that surprising. We had no fundamental news today. Dollar pairs didn't do too much either, so expected to be a slower day. Now tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Tuesday, again, no USD news. I would expect indices to move a bit more, maybe kind of crack out of the consolidation that they're making. So tomorrow, if you are looking at indices, I would say definitely still pay attention. Indices don't need dollar news to move, so which is why they're kind of a nice day-to-day trading opportunity, in my opinion. That's why I love indices, because I think 4 to 5 days you're going to get a setup, and some days you get multiple. So it's a great thing to have in the books if you like trading kind of that quick pace intraday style of trading, for sure. Mike, are you okay? I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Summer season. Yeah, we've been putting in work for a minute. Yeah. I think I'm down like this year. I'm down like 25 pounds or something. I've dropped like 6%, give or take, body fat. It's been lit. All I'm gonna say is the Solanas are coming. If you know, you know. What's up, my brother? DR, what's good, G? Let's take this to London session. No way. No way. Yo, if you were with me back in the 2017 days, which I doubt any of you here are that go back that much, I would do 5-hour streams. They were crazy. Yeah, your boy is back in some pretty nice momentum in terms of the physical. It's funny how much you notice your muscle when your fat's gone. It's hilarious. It's good stuff. When you stay disciplined in the gym, do you see it roll over to the charts, vice versa, when you're not disciplined? So for me, what's good, Henry? Good to see you, bro. I think discipline is different. It's different in different aspects. So like, there's different levels of discipline. So for example, for me and for some of you, it's going to be different too. But for me, going to the gym is never the problem. It's how disciplined am I to nutrition and being mindful of just kind of like the macro aspects of things. Because for me, like I've gone to the gym 6-7 days a week for probably like, I don't know, 7-8 years, you know? I've been going to the gym for like 10-11 years. So that's not really been my problem. It's been more movement rather than, input and output. Now with trading and comparing these two things, it's like, it's the same thing as you being nice on the charts. That's to me the equivalent of going to the gym. All right, showing up to the charts is easy. Going to the gym, in my opinion, is pretty easy. But how well do you follow your system is similar to how disciplined are you to your nutrition plan, to your cardio plan, to your caloric deficit, and all the things like that. I think that's how you can compare these things. So like some people here, you might be very good at how you look at the market, and you might be very good at your entries and your exits, but your risk management might be off. Or you have a tendency to do things really well, but if you go through a losing streak, you implode. Same thing, you might be doing really well for a couple weeks, but all of a sudden you might go and just eat like crazy and you kind of lose all your gains. So it's a similar, I think they are pretty parallel. There's just details, there's levels of detail that definitely make a difference. Should do a charity stream? I'd be down. I don't eat chicken or fish. I barely comment here. I know, but I don't miss these. Hey, good to see you on here, man, and congrats to you, bro. I know you just got funded, so I love to hear it, bro. Congrats, guys. All right, so people are like, yo, so when is the training gonna start? All right, so 25 minutes later, but GBP, and I'm gonna dive into GBP first, considering we have news in 4.5 hours. So we'll dive into that. It will be at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. So GBP, I do believe, is going to be the one to dive into first. And then, guys, Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. Do you see what I see here? You have pound news. Cool. Casual. Red folder, so we'll have volatility. But then we have CPI before New York Open. Then you have New York Open for dollar indices, everything. Then you'll have federal funds rates. Maybe we break out of this stalemate, which has just been 5.5% for a full year. So will Wednesday be the day? We'll see. Then 30 minutes later, you have the press conference. So we'll have our boy Powell do the things that Powell does. So the boy JP, busy day. And then, I mean, kind of feel bad for the Canadian dollar. It's like after all of that, Canadians like, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I have a red folder news too. Don't forget about me. And then the Australian dollar later that day is too like, hey, yeah, we also have things going on. So for those of you that are on this session, and this might be the better session for you to trade in, then I would definitely pay attention to the Australian news. That does happen 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is, Asian session. You do have that as well. Then Thursday, we have kind of the aftermath. So PPI will be, and unemployment claims. So since there's both of these at the same time, it'll probably also be very volatile, and it will be a response to the CPI, interest rates, press conference. So yeah, I think it's going to be a busy one. And then the yen, the yen has the BOJ policy rate, the monetary policy statement, and the press conference. So the yen has been a lot more volatile the last 2-3 years after it just kind of cracked out of a 5-6 year consolidation. So the yen has just been pretty volatile. So again, Asian session traders, this is a good week for you later on. So Wednesday, Thursday, definitely something to look into. And then Friday we'll lock things out with we'll finish things up with the prelim consumer sentiment. This last one, Friday, honestly, will probably be a mellow news event. So really the big chunk of it is Wednesday, Thursday. Like dial in, get some sleep, prepare, show up on time. It's going to be a good one. All right, so I did have someone ask me, random question please, if I join the Trade House family and focus on forex, would I be able to get some crypto investment also from the yeah, of course, bro. We do it all here. So yeah, hit me up, Chale. All right, so let's see here. Been forcing myself to stay consistent, going to the gym, and I've noticed more discipline in the chart. Still a work in progress, but some progress is better than none. Yes, sir. Didn't they announce rate cuts being pushed back a couple of months recently? That's what they say. But what they say and what they do, well, we'll see. Most exciting thing on GBP pairs is the trend line liquidity SDN, GBP, and ZD. All right, let's take a look. What y'all think? Do we crack 100 on the stream today again, or what's up? Yo, let's shout out Neri. Shout out Neri, the homie. Neri, man, I'm proud of you, dude. Big withdrawal here. Shout out, dude. Keep crushing it. I see you. So let's start off with GBP, and then we'll move on to really as much as I can pack in here, and then we'll dive in. So there's a couple things, and I'm not too excited for this first pound news event, to be honest. And I already went over this earlier. So we have Tuesday and Wednesday. I think that this first Tuesday news event will be kind of what sets up the next one. So I don't necessarily think this is going to be the one to really make things happen, but I do think that we'll see something for Wednesday's London session. So our sell zone here ended up playing out pretty nice. I ended up getting stopped out, I think break even somewhere in here, and then this thing obviously, of course, naturally would fall off a cliff. But with that being said, I do want to show you guys a nice zone that I did find out here with Euro GBP, and it's actually a bit further down. So after diving into imbalances on the weekly and kind of going a little bit lower, I did find a unmitigated smart money sell. So we do have a nice sell-off from all the way down here. I'm talking about 83.66 and change. So Euro GBP on the weekly, it's got a little bit more room to push down, at least the way I'm looking at things so far. So I would like to reposition myself into sells, considering I think we have at least another 100 pips to drop or so. And the nice thing with Euro GBP also is that some of your stop losses are extremely small. So you can have some pretty, sub 10 pip stop losses, and trades like that can play out pretty nicely. The downside to Euro GBP is that it can be extremely rangy. So just moving side by side. I mean, look at this, guys. You saw basically consolidation here for, what is this, like I don't know, almost 6 months. That's such trash. 6 months. That's wild. Who wants to be trading in this for that long? I mean, my bad. I'm 4 months. I'm not fully here. So, anyways, now that we've broken out of this, though, sometimes the market can start to trend a little bit more effectively. Now, I don't see a clean cut sell opportunity yet, but if we do get some pullbacks and we can create another distribution schematic, then I definitely would be looking for some sells. So if we can, you know, kind of just casually work our way up and then just kind of get a nice one of these, you know, something like this. Would love to see something like this. And then take this to where I just talked about. So eventually I think we'll see some Euro GBP sell-offs. For now, I'll stay a little patient here, but just giving you guys a heads up on what we could have happen here in the future. Again, this is not really anything time sensitive. Now moving forward, I'm looking at a couple different things that I see here. Been waiting on this GBP AUD setup since like April. So it's been almost 2 months now. And so we had a massive pump to the upside here. Huge push up here. As you guys can see, big pump liquidates anybody selling in that zone. Market tanks, and we start to see, you know, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And I mean, we got so close here. So extremely close to closing out this buy. And market loses momentum. As soon as it gets up to above this high, this is really interesting. As soon as it goes above this high, it looks like, oh, like maybe it's a bullish, maybe we're getting a higher high finally. But the market loses all of that momentum, and then we get back down here, right? So when you see something like this happen, is that really a higher high, or is that a sign that the market's just not truly there? If we look at it like this, I mean, the market goes up and just quickly comes back down. So when I look at price and I look at structure and, okay, what's the market? Bullish? Is it bearish? What does this really want to do? What's it trying to tell us? What does it want us to think and do? And what is it actually doing? To me, I could see this come up one more time and then just quickly lose its momentum again. So I am mindful here of GBP AUD. I see potential in sells here. But before I can commit to something like GBP AUD, I do want to compare it to GBP NZD, which normally move relatively similar. Now, here's something that you want to keep in mind with with GBP NZD is, guys, there's just so much liquidity building up right now, and you guys can kind of see here. Retail sellers after retail sellers after retail sellers after retail sellers. So you draw a little quick trend line. People are selling off from here quite a bit. But I do think this can pump up quite a bit higher. And if this thing's going to keep pushing up, then it's probably going to influence how GBP AUD moves as well. So unless we have AUD news, which is what takes it up into this zone, I may not actually sell GBP AUD. So I am curious to see what happens here. Overall, I still think we have more imbalance down here to go and clear up. So I do think this GBP AUD trade will work out. It just depends on what news event gets us there. And that makes a big difference. So if that AUD news event, for example, on Wednesday evening, if that gets us up here, that could be something worth taking. So you kind of want to just be aware of what is going on with correlating setups. So if this spikes up into like this area where we're filling in balance, clearing out liquidity over here, and that perfectly lines up with GBP AUD getting into this area, then I think it's worth a sell for sure. So you just kind of want to keep in mind the two different pairs. These are correlated. They move together really well. Yeah, so that's what I would keep in mind first and foremost. And I think the risk to reward on this opportunity is fairly strong. So let's see what the future awaits us here. ¿Qué tal, Jose? So here is GBP AUD, and there's the chart. First one, boom. Now, from there, GBP CAD just on an epic bull run. I mean, look at this thing. Sheesh. This thing is just on a tear. Come on. I mean, what can stop this? Is just pumping. Pound just absolutely obliterating the Canadian dollar, up almost 4%. This is reaching levels that it hadn't really been at since, hold on, get rid of all this stuff. Haven't really seen price out here since September 2021. So we are getting to areas where the market could cool off in GBP CAD. Is it worth trading right now? No, definitely not. There's no signs for us to be in the market. There's definitely imbalance, but there's no, textbook setup that I like here. So, we'll take a look there here in a second. We can maybe look at something else. Someone said, check ECAD if you have a chance. I wanted to buy, but missed it and mitigated for me during early London. I'm looking for a smaller time frame. I got you, dog. All right, so EURCAD. So EURCAD for me, I think I definitely was hesitant with this idea, borderline making equal lows. So I decided to stay out of this. Not really I just didn't like it, didn't love it. But I see what you see, where it clears some lows, creates imbalance. This equal low here, this immediately kind of lowers the probability for this to stay up here, in my opinion. So I do think it could attack some of this liquidity, maybe even trade off of something in here. So actually, I'd be curious to see what's good over here. Hold on. So I'm interested in here. Here we see this is May 15th. Market spikes down, comes down one more time. Here's the 1 minute. Comes down here, stalls out, drops down again. So here's the 15-second. If we want to be that committed to the move, we can look at the 5-second. I mean, we can break this down as far deep as we want to. So we see a big spike down, and then the market rallies. So that's quite a bit of movement here on that push. Huge moves, and you can double, you can cross-reference these things here. Overall, with different data feeds, because different data feeds are probably going to give you a different perspective. But yeah, so I do see EURCAD kind of make a nice little push down here. And then let's see something here. So this is what I see that has some potential. So looking at how the market's moved here, these equal lows look like they could get swept, and we might just tag into that little buy move from the 15th, that sell off from the 15th. We may be able to kind of sneak in there and then take a position. So the RR on this will be pretty nice. So something like this looks pretty decent in my opinion. The risk reward on just a little one of those quick, Y'all have seen this plenty of times, right? The market clears liquidity, just spikes down just a touch, and then the market's gone. So something like this could be a clean little move. So I would prefer something more like this than that. And then, if anything, I mean, we kind of have a clean sell setup here too. EURCAD here gives us a nice push up. Take a look at this, right? You have some resistance. People are selling, minding their own business, you know, having a nice little picnic with their family. Retail sells. All of a sudden, these damn institutions, man, come here, ruin everyone's day, liquidate sellers, come back, and then finally move in the direction. So sells look good here too. Can definitely see this, something like this go down. So EURCAD, in my opinion, I prefer this. I can see your take here on this move. We have some equal lows. Market kind of pushes down, and then is starting to make some higher highs. But because of this right here, these equal lows, I'd rather stay out, see if we can clear that, just tap into this zone, and then make a run for a sell. So one of these things I think can play out for us. So EURCAD, I like these setups. Again, here's the best part about trading, is I can be wrong. And this is just my take. So something like this looks nice. All right, here we go. EURCAD. There's the perspective. Can you give Euro CHF a quick peep too? It looks like it's forming bear structure pretty nicely, and there's some action confirmation. Even though you have that aggressive push to the upside, but because you see equal lows, you see it lower, it's probably the trade working. Yeah, exactly. I got you. Cool. Great questions, guys. Y'all are in here. Active. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, GCAD, not looking to do anything there. GBP CHF, couldn't tell you last time I traded this. Liquidity all over the place. It's definitely worth doing nothing there. GBP NZD, tons of liquidity as well. Pretty big imbalance, but it's interesting. We squeezed so much, and then obviously very explosive movement, but we didn't really have like that liquidity capture. It was just a pretty mellow, non-dramatic move. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. There's really no big money move here. I like to see those big moves that liquidate. So that way we can because all I'm doing is I'm just trading off of where the money is, and that's it. So nothing there. GU, was waiting for this for basically a week, and the market reversed off our zone. When it reverses off the zone like this, after that, I deleted my buy idea. The market consolidated, cleared these lows, played off of this lower zone right here, and then now is starting to make these higher highs. So GU at the moment starting to tilt a bit more bullish. Not a great setup in my opinion yet, but the sell idea, this I do like. So let me clean this up a little bit, guys. Clean that up. And we can focus a little bit more on what can happen here moving forward. So GBP USD, we saw retail sellers in the game, some more retail sellers here. We see market clear out these sells and then make a massive push to the downside. So I like this pound USD setup. However, we do want to be mindful of other USD pairs, and because they look relatively similar, like you have a couple other ones that have a similar perspective. And so If GU gets to this area last, like if it's the last one to get to the zone out of the XXXUSD pairs, then I'm definitely down for a sell. Nice little 6R. Actually, probably go maybe like 5.5R here. But yeah, I mean, I love the sell opportunity off of this zone. However, again, it's crucial for me to be mindful of the other setups against the dollar and see how they kind of show up together. So let's see, GBP, USD, boom. All right. So mindful here. Set alerts. I don't have a pending order, but I have an alert. So when it comes, we can respond to that. All right, GBPJPY. If you were on the Spanish stream last night on here, on YouTube, then yeah, I mean, we cleared these lows, liquidated this bad boy, got in here. Market pushed off really well. I had an entry a little bit lower. Unfortunately, wasn't able to catch I wanted the mitigation of this sell and catch a buy, but didn't go low enough. So good directional bias, but nothing that I can do there. However, the way in which this moved, which was very nice, because it did come down and liquidate. This was a nice little 5 a.m. candle. So a nice move here. Could see possible buy off this zone. And if you look at how this compares to GU, they're kind of similar in their movements, but GJ a bit more aggressive to the downside, starting to make a nice little higher high here. If the market stays up here, if we trade over here, I'd love to see a play off of this zone. Something like this would be sweet. And then we can zoom out a little bit. Guys, we are trading relatively high with this in this area. The market has, I mean, it has left a lot of liquidity up here. So I do think we can clear this area. But just want you guys to be mindful of kind of the environment that GJ is in. I like buy positions. I'm not planning on swinging any buy positions here. So my target would be the equal highs that are present over here. So something like this looks good for GBPJPY. This is a pretty good stop. 23 pips, give or take. Take this bad boy to, let's say up to here. Take it to 200 and 0.6. This is so crazy. Like I just had, my mind just like realized how far pound yen has come. I was used to trading this. Man, it's so cool. I was used to trading this back when it was in the like 120, 130 range. And the fact that the pound is just obliterating the yen this aggressively is actually mind-blowing compared to what I was used to seeing for so many years. Like guys, for so much of my trading career, we were trading over here. This is crazy. For so much of my journey, we were trading in here. Between 128, 135, 140. Whenever we got above 140, it felt like, oh shit, like we're so bullish right now. And then all of a sudden, the market was like, it squeezed from 2021 to really kind of like squeezed here for like a good year. Broke out, squeezed again. Total 3. Hold on, that means there's a crash happening right now. This is fun. All right. There we go. So this means that altcoins, so side note, so pound yen, I already shared the chart. Cool. Josie, what's good? So this means that alts, so excluding Bitcoin and ETH, price is clearing these lows. So altcoins are probably seeing a nice little discount right now. That's nice. We love that. Okay, so yep, bonk dropping nicely. Sol under 160. Ooh, that's what's up. VRA under 004. We got Pepe dropping, Pyth, Jupiter, Brett barely discounting. Brett's having a hard time. Let's see, this bad boy can get into 13 cents or so. Man. Yeah, I mean, overall, crypto's nice discounts. So, very nice. I think, in my opinion, and I'm going to keep this brief, we can redirect back into currencies here. I don't think this is quite over. I think will continue to push downwards, guys. I think we're going to see Bitcoin hit right around 63K. I have some cash aside here for a nice move to these areas. So 63,000, give or take. This is kind of the zone that I'm interested in right here. If it goes lower, cool, but here's where I'm going to start taking some shots at the market, right around here. So I feel good about that. If you guys shorted cryptos, you're feeling it right now. You're good. You're like, yeah, I told y'all to sell cryptos. All right, so GJ, now we can move on from the yen, or from the pound, finally. Like I said, I think Tuesday is going to be more of I think the news here in 4 hours or so is going to probably set the market up rather than trigger anything. So I know we talked about GBPJPY, GBPUSD, EURCAD, GBP AUD. I don't think any of these are really going to happen tonight. I think the next London session will do something there. So, yeah, something worth noting there. Okay, so now let's see if the dollar is showing any signs that can help us out for FOMC. Now, right now, again, CPI, federal funds rate, there's a couple different things that can completely change the atmosphere of what happens in the market. So CPI alone can kind of reshape what this could look like. But what do we have right now? Well, here's what we know. And I talked about this, so this is perfect. The DXY kind of mitigated this big pump up here, so we had a nice push up here. And I'm generalizing right now. I don't really want to dive into the smaller time frame, but you got a big pump up, market dropped, blah blah blah. Here it came in again, so it sold off of all of this. So let me ask you guys a question. Here. When the 4 hour on the DXY, when it does something like this, where we see price go above this high and then lose all of this momentum rather quickly. If you look at the daily shows you this. What does that tell you about structure? What does that tell you? What do you perceive with a move like this? Is this a higher high? Does this mean we're bullish now? We wait for pullbacks and then we buy again? Is this showing us that maybe this high was merely an illusion? So what does this mean? What do y'all think? Doesn't want to stay up. You're having those problems, Dylan? Hey, there's pills for that, bro. Just went up to collect some money. Okay. I agree. I think that price gets to these areas. Price gets to these areas to clear out some sellers, lure in some buyers, the good old breakout, and then just lose momentum. Dylan didn't deserve that, right? You didn't, bro. It was, you just happened to say it, you know. No, I'm gonna keep taking that pre-workout. Y'all childish as fuck. It's alright, Handy. Your name is literally Handy. What are you talking about? I mean, bruh. So, alright. After this happens and this liquidates, we see, in my opinion, price wants to lose momentum here. So I like the dollar to sell off for sure. And if the dollar goes down, then everything against the dollar goes up, right? So I like the ideas. And this was the moment where Handy MAM clicked the unsubscribe and left forever. I love you. I promise. Everything I say is merely a joke. So from here moving forward, if the dollar, in my opinion, I think we're going to end up kind of coming back up before it drops again. Something like this is a possibility, especially if you look at the 15-minute. I don't use the DXY for precision, but directionally, it's pretty decent, considering that the DXY is made up of mostly the euro. But I do think we can see something relatively like this before it just tanks. So seeing something like this, and then seeing this probably work its way all the way down here. Yeah, so basically, if you're going to look at AU, NU, etc., it'll do the opposite of this, right? So AU here, DXY is made up of mostly euro. Yeah, Euro USD is basically 60% of a DXY. That's why the DXY is not, the DXY does not kind of show you where the dollar is going to go. The DXY is a reflection of EU, UJ, UCAD, a couple other things. So with that being said, I do want to be in buys with pairs against the USD. The question is going to be, which one? Which one is going to position us better? What's it going to be? So when I look at AUDUSD right now, I do like the sells way up here, similar to GBP USD. I don't necessarily have the structure. We don't really see the proper movement, the proper setup to buy AU. So I don't really like buys here. In terms of, like, directionally, I think it'll go up. But to get precision, to get a good risk reward, I can't really, it would just be guessing. That's why I prefer the sells. So this will take some patience, but AUDUSD is what works there. So patience with AUDUSD for eventual sells. The best case scenario with something like this with AU is the following. So check this out. You see how DXY has all this liquidity from like June 3rd to June 7th in this area? If DXY clears these lows, then, and at the same time, we see roughly AUDUSD also clear these highs, then this AU trade looks pretty good. So either AU or GBP USD is kind of my favorite for these eventual sells. And honestly, AU looks better. AUD looks a little bit better. Now, for these buys again, wow, NZD USD played out. I had buys here with NZD USD, but I didn't want to get into this choppy mess over here, this squeeze. So I decided to see if we get a sweep below all of this. And that was not the case, my friends. That was not the case. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll just have to cry about it privately after the stream. Got a drink about it. So, missed out on the NZD USD gains, but we're getting the protein gains, so it's all good. Now, we got a little bit of imbalance over here. Out of everything that I'm looking at with the dollar pairs, honestly, none of these are really good textbook setups. Maybe GBP USD. It already pumped up pretty well. The higher highs just aren't really happening. NZD USD is okay as well. So actually, yeah, it probably is NZD USD. The issue, the reason this is a little bit harder to see is because it just was so compressed, so squeezed, that it was a little bit tougher. But we do get a nice kind of push down here before it rallies. So this might be the sweet spot for buys, which would be right here, right there. AUD or NZD USD got a nice little spike down right around New York Open, and then it rallied. You can look at something similar with comparing the rest of them. But yeah, NZD USD looks decent for buys. The only issue is because we just were moving sideways so much, I do see that this could be vulnerable, these lows. So having a stop loss, for example, having an entry like this with a slightly wider stop could be worth it, because at the end of the day, it's all about risk and reward, right? It's all about risk and reward. So that's what we want to see. So I think buys in this area look good. Again, take a look at DXY. DXY coming back up here at some point before dropping down again. It's the opposite for one of these pairs. Now, we don't necessarily have to trade one of these. It could, instead of, let's say, buying one of these pairs, if we don't like the setups, then maybe a sell setup looks a bit better somewhere else, right? For example, let's say the US dollar is leading a pair. Could there be a selling opportunity? What's up, Corey? Could there be a selling opportunity here with USD CAD? What about with USD CHF? What about USD JPY? Do any of these look extremely attractive to you guys? I'm not super sold on the structure here with any of these either. You know, these are borderline equal highs with USD CAD, USD CHF, similar situation. We do see a nice pump, but then basically making equal highs as well. USD JPY still pumping bullish. So could it be that we're not in the market to trade currencies? Maybe metals are giving us better position. Could it be gold? Could it be silver? Now, in my opinion, gold, I don't think gold is ready. Basically making support. It's got quite a bit of liquidity here. Trendline buyers up in this zone. Support right now. Now, interestingly, is silver. Silver is working its way down. Silver's like, bruh, I'm out. Done with these levels, man. Done with 29. Get me into the 28s briefly. Could there be something nice around here? Sit on them hands. Tell them, Ace. Let them know, bro. Let them know. Let the people know. All right. Well, guess what, guys? I'm going to show you something here real quick. Silver, on the other hand, silver made a nice little press down and then created massive amounts of imbalance here. I'll show you in the 4 hour too. Silver here pushing down, clearing up tons of buyers, instantly pushing back up, creating imbalance and moving forward. Right now, we're getting closer to this imbalance and mitigation. So closing off the sell to open up some buys. Plus, this perfectly correlates with my fib extension just beautifully. 886 retracement, 14.6 extension. Bellissimo. So this looks textbook. I like the buys. What we can do though, because I want you to see what I see here. So what happened over here? What's good with silver? What's the word? What do I see here? Hey, do your thing, man. Thank y'all. Thank you for showing up. Y'all are busy people. So, I mean, we start to see the market tank, clearing up tons of movement. Now, on this data feed, it gets very close to these previous lows. So, is it worth staying plugged in? Is it worth taking this? I don't know. There's a lot of liquidity here. Well, maybe we look at this from a different data feed, right? Maybe the information looks a little different. Maybe it went lower. Maybe it didn't. You know, we'll have to find out here in a second. So let's look at the movement right here as well. So we see price here with silver. You could argue, I mean, the equal lows are relatively similar. So what does this do for us, guys? This, unfortunately, makes our trade a bit more vulnerable. And that's the truth. This makes our trade a bit more vulnerable. So despite having a pretty clean setup here with silver, well, we could be patient, wait for other confirmations. And I want you to see, because silver, oh my bad, where is this chart? Here we go. Yo, what happened? Everyone, it hit 9, 10, and everyone just left me. So what we have here, right, gold already went to these areas from May. So gold definitely played off of this daily low. Cool. Now gold is slower on this drop. Silver, definitely more aggressive. But look at the difference in price. Gold right now already got to May 3rd price action. It's doing its thing over here. Silver though, silver is nowhere close to any of this. Silver has this. It's got more imbalance over here. So silver's finally making the moves that gold already did. And that's a big difference. Big difference. So seeing that gold already kind of got its bearishness out of the way, then even though silver looks good, guys, we can't avoid the signals here. And there it is. Silver is getting to this area. So with an example like this, knowing that silver is instantly a bit more bearish and could play off this level, you have different options. Either you buy, and a lot of volume came into the market right now. So something definitely happened. What is the excuse? Do you guys, anyone here in touch with fundamentals right now? Let's see. Federal Reserve poised to hold rate steady FOMC. That was about 7 hours ago. I'm not seeing anything crazy here. Y'all let me know. Nah, I mean, you got the Apple, ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm not really sure what the fundamental excuse is for all this volatility. Actually, hold on. When in doubt, China. Not even lying. New loans, 12th to the 15th. No, that's going to be later in the week. You know what I'm saying? I've been here with y'all, so I'm not really entirely sure. If you guys have any answers, let me know. All right. Anyways, so silver, right? Got to our zone here. So what can you like and subscribe? Yeah, I appreciate you, Jesus. So here, this could react pretty aggressively. Like it could give us the reversal that we want. However, if you don't like the equal lows, you have options. Either you stay out completely, cool, or you approach this with less risk. That is really up to your interpretation. Let's say, because the thing is like, obviously we've seen setups like this work. But the question is, how much are you willing to lose in order to see it win? So just because it's not a perfect setup, starting off, I think building discipline is really useful with just trading one setup and that's it. Now, when you have a confirmation, it's like, does this invalidate the trade completely? Yes or no? I think it makes it less likely for success, but I mean, I've seen these trades happen all the time too. So it's up to you. You can either stay out, you can take it, approach it how you want. Oh, no, I'm just playing with you, Handy. Don't worry, man. It's always love. It's never personal, bro. I don't think anyone's truly bothered me in a very long time. So, no, you're good. You're good. So, yeah, with gold and silver, I think the better play, in my opinion, is going to be allowing gold to come down, kind of liquidate a lot of this trend line buyers, and see if we have some extra opportunity. Now, when you see something like this, because silver is leading the bearish drop first, when it's doing something like that, what I would rather see is for one or the other, I think gold, in my perspective here, to give us a setup, to give us the good old bullish confirmation, and then we take a nice little swing at it like this. This, to me, would be amazing. And one thing you always want to keep in mind, you know, as we're diving into this, one thing you always want to keep in mind is there's always going to be a different setup. And that's why I never really feel the need to just like force my way into the market, or like you liked an idea before, but now it's not looking so good, but for whatever reason, you still want to take the setup. So yeah, I mean, guys, like there's always going to be such a good setup that pulls up that you don't really have to be in that trade because you kind of felt like you needed to at some point. You got to be really adaptable. You have to be willing to just let go of an idea that you once had and really run with a better one. So, you know, for example, if new evidence shows up that something doesn't look as good as you'd like to, cool. Just wait. The best part about the market here for us is that if you give it enough time, the market will show you a better trade. And if you end up trading for less often, then so be it. You might have a better return anyways, just because you have higher quality trades. Ace said, took me a while to be okay not trading every day. Yeah, and I mean, it's a practice. Definitely a practice. Now, let's talk about natural gas. Anybody here riding the natural gas trade that we were able to lock into here in April and May? Let's go. Let's go. Talked about this here. We have a long way to go still, my friends. Long way to go. The road to 475 continues, and what a come up, dude. What a nice push. The journey continues. I'm in it. Never mind. I'm in. Oh yeah, you thought I was talking about oil? No, we can talk about oil too. Don't worry, we'll get there. Bitcoin, yo, Bitcoin just breaking hearts, man. Right now, this is what is happening right now. Right now, I think we're going to see some more buyers enter the market. Maybe we pull back a little bit, but I think we're on the road to 63, 64. And then, okay, ETH as well. ETH, man. People are going to be really pissed about ETH here, and some will be very happy. But I do see ETH losing about, give or take, 12, 13% in the next, throughout the week. Oil. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Oil with, and honestly, I think I called out the sells on the live stream, on our Go live stream, which is like for the members stream. This, yeah, this was textbook. That's why I had my profit right here. So TP'd oil right there. Beautiful. Beautiful here. I am still very much bullish on the daily and the weekly. We are on the road. I think our daily target. So, for example, these moves take a little bit. So some of these moves sometimes take like 2 months. So I do have my swing and or position trade to reach around 90 here within the next 2 months or less. And then for the year, I do think we can go ahead and hit 100. So let's see if that happens. Let's see if we can go get to 100 by the end of the year. But the oil rally does continue. Patient right now. You know, I don't think I had a limit set for this sell, which is actually a little unfortunate because I did mark it up. For whatever reason, my alert didn't go off. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. It is what it is. Here, anyone take this oil trade with me? I know Henry's in there with me. I think Dylan's in there as well. Who else we got in here? Anyone take oil with me? So I think we'll have a decent drop. Yeah. I think we might actually end up being, I don't know, we went so bullish to start off the week. I actually really wasn't expecting us to just go fucking full send like this. But yeah, damn. I got in that sell, bro, and got out. In the swing, don't tell the honey. Hola, ¿qué tal, Josué? Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we'll work our way down to here. Again, at some point, we might not. I am in a swing in a bigger time frame position here, so this is up pretty decent. Again, right now, in terms of re-entering this idea, I feel like my entry is so low. I don't know, man. If the market ends up giving us a different accumulation, then I'm willing to take that. Wherever it is that would show up, whether it's here, this kind of already mitigated in my opinion. Maybe it's a little bit lower, but either way, I mean, I got a long-term position that I'm holding from the bottom, just because you never really know. Sometimes these movements happen and it just doesn't come back to close out some smaller time frame position. So for all I know, this could come down a little bit briefly and just keep on doing its thing. And the reality is, I honestly wouldn't really count on it either. And here's why I say that. Usually with oil, once we get above 76 and like we kind of hold these levels, it doesn't really like to go below this price again. Look at this. From February 2024 till May, so for 3 months, every time price got around 76 and change, nope, straight back up. So it just kind of struggled with staying, getting below there. Obviously, we did see it come below before, but historically speaking, Price loves to stay above this area. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to force my way into anything. We just might pull back down. But again, if the market prints us a nice little accumulation somewhere in here, and we get something like this where the market prints some, you know, one of these guys, then yeah, I'm down to continue to take this thing to at least to 90. Obviously the major target is 100. The only issue is going to be swap fees. Right now wasn't really a problem, so we're good for now. Depends. 2 months of swaps. If it doesn't switch over for during some period of time where it starts to pay us, then it could be a little bit taxing on the returns. Okay, with all that being said, from here, guys, we have indices. US 30 really choppy. I don't have clarity here, so I really don't have much to talk about with US 30. I do think we are overall going to be bullish. Price did not really, every time it drops, it's just not really holding these lows. So we have these kind of flash crashes with US 30 just for them to be eaten up again. So if we do get some pretty major pushes down, I do like buy ideas. So I am more so inclined to buy than to sell with US 30. Now looking at NAS again has stayed in this, it's just been consolidating basically since last Wednesday. So guys, when you do see 5 days of consolidation, what happens after consolidation like that? What happens when the market consolidates for a longer period of time? We get some pretty aggressive movement, no? So I think NAS is going to do a nice little crash to this area here. And this could be FOMC. FOMC might be what just brings NAS crashing down before we move on forward. So here's my prediction. Possible play here with FOMC. So is anything, guys, a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. So this might also be what pushes US 30 further down. Maybe we crack these lows, get somewhere down here. But it looks a bit more clear with NAS. So we'll see. And that's really it, guys. I think that's going to be it for me so far. I don't necessarily have much more for you guys. We went over what we wanted to go over. I have cryptos and stocks and all that good stuff, but I think it's going to have to wait until we have a bit more clarity. Silver, you son of a bitch. I think silver might have done its thing. Just tap that zone and back up again. Anyone new here with Mike, make sure you stick to his plan. It works, and I've been in this for 6 years plus, and Mike is the real El Mago. Thank you, bro. Yo, Henry, shoot me a text, bro. Much love to you guys. Keep it going. Peso, you want me to talk about peso? Is it because Peso Pluma got a haircut? Is this what you want me to do here? Peso has played off a nice zone. We had a higher time frame zone here on the daily where peso just mitigated at right around 1860. So yeah, I mean, cleared this liquidity, mitigated this area. We're probably going to see a nice cool down for the peso. So sells are probably, if we can get into some decent sells, then it could work out. We saw higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We got some lower lows, but they didn't really last. So I kind of want to see a bit more context. I want to see a little bit more data here with Henry. You don't have my number? I swear, I thought you texted me recently. Shoot me a message on IG. But yeah, clear these highs, work it down. Here we had that pump the low. This looks like it mitigated this big move up. So let's see if we can get another round of distribution, just a bit more confirmation that this is bearish, and the peso might have a very nice sell-off. I don't love that we got here briefly and go up. So I would have loved for this to stay bearish a little longer, and then we get that higher confirmation sell. So for now, I wait. All right, guys. Stay tuned. I will be dropping my perspective here with cryptos and some stocks that I like. So I'll drop those. I'll just publish those so you guys can look at that. And then also, what you should do right now. This is if I were you. What you should do is have a notification ready for the next live stream for next Monday, so that you know what's good. So I'll go ahead and drop it here. Get that, turn on. How do you say it? Click the little bell, right? I'm trying to get my YouTube terminology up here. Click the little bell so you get the notification, and do the subscribing and all that good stuff. So here's the link to next week's. Click the bell so you know. And guys, keep plugging in. Tomorrow, obviously, I'll be live as well. We have Spanish and English in the morning for the members. And for everybody else, guys, love y'all. Keep plugging in. We have some interesting things coming your way. That's all I'm going to say. If you've ever wanted to look fresh as fuck and also rep what you love, stay tuned. Peace out, guys.